You give me fever when you kiss, and fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, and fever all through the night. You give me fever when you touch me, and fever when you hold my hand. Fever when you hug me, and when you kiss me, I fly all through the land. You give me fever. Shine 'em up good, going through the neighborhood. What the hell? Where'd that shit come from? God damn. Thank you. Telling you, it's shit that don't like that shit. It's shit out there that does not like some of these tones. May the power of blue argonite propel you. May the power of blue argonite propel you. May the power of blue argonite propel you. And you know, baby, we send out that Verge energy. We send out the Thunderbolt. Put that Thunderbolt in your pack, in your bag, baby. Because we want you to know how to cut through ignorance. So we give the Thunderbolt energy out. And we also give it out in tones. We give it out in tension. We give it out in tones. So this here tone is going to be. Oh, thank you, my things. Well, if you've never watched me before, I go by the name of Big Pontiac. Oh, I guess I should light up the occasion. I should illuminate. Here we go. All right, so now I'm illuminated, so you can dig me being illuminated. But for those that don't know, they call me Big Pontiac, and this is the Chocolate Mountain Show, and I'm your super funky host. And I am also the one and only holder of the infinite sacred creation ball game created by the Hero Twins. And I am also your one and only galactic daddy-o, welcoming each and every one of the Chocolate Mountaineers to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. So welcome one, welcome all. And tonight we are still doing that thing locally. And we are drinking Boathouse Brothers Brewing Company's Rule Soul Irish Red. 6.5 alcohol, 6.4, excuse me, gravity. And this is like one of the few Irish Reds, and I must admit that this might take the place of my other favorite beer, the Shake Border Shake. This might be a little better, a little stronger. Oh, here's a joke for you. How do you make a beer feel at home? That's a joke, but that's the question, a riddle. How do you make the beer feel at home? The answer is you put it in a cozy, comfy, cozy, you know. Now, then the beer feels at home. So pop them if you got them. I am like edibled up on the herbs, veggie edibles. So pop them if you got them. Smoke them if you want them. And just look at this. This is my job. You know, I've got a couple jobs, but this is one of them. You see that? That tells you who I am. I'm a professional beer taster. And look, oh. Now, when you're talking about an Irish Red, you hardly see this stuff anymore. Look at that. And you just wish that you had the beer taster glass and you had the Soul Irish Red from Boat Brothers Brewery. And as I pour this, and you can just imagine what it smells like, you just wish you were me. You just wish you were sitting here, dripped in Timberwolf gear, drinking and pouring all over the Irish Red. So welcome, my man, Brother Lobo. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. Lobo, let me tell you what they showed tonight, and they hit me with a, I tried to show it, and I got to redo it. They hit me with a copyright. Hey, OTF. About to roll up a breezy, oh bet. But let me tell you what they did tonight. So I'm watching the baseball game, the Twins and the Orioles. It is 2-1. Orioles got RBI, I want to say in the 8th inning, top of the 8th. So it's now let me give you the background. Buxton hit a grand slam walk-off Wednesday, I want to say. Wednesday, he hit a walk-off grand slam. I forgot who it was against. But it was Tuesday or Wednesday, but I want to say more Wednesday. So the announcer says, the pitcher, now we're in the game, baseball, we've got to be in game 60, 65, 66, somewhere in there. We're somewhere at the middle point, you know, because we're coming to the All-Star break. And the announcer says that this pitcher is hard to hit and has not given up a home run all season. It is 2 outs with 1 on. Buxton's at bat. And as soon as he says he has not given a home run all season, what do you think comes? A gopher ball goes through the middle. Buxton knocks it into the stands. Man. Oh, my goodness. And so, just show you. So I'll try to still get that out. Man, Greg Deep, why they get him? That makes no sense. You're going to have him and Towns together? Unless they plan on getting rid of Towns, but why would you trade for him? Yeah, I was seeing that come across. That made no sense. They've been giving these juice balls. No, they ain't got to have juice balls. They just threw it down the middle. You throw it down the middle, most people can knock it in the park. I saw that with Charlie Blackmon against the Dodgers last year. Yeah, I'm telling you, Wednesday. It's Friday. I'm pretty well. The game could have been Monday or Tuesday, because it's Friday. I'm kind of a little ahead of myself. But I want to say Wednesday. No, maybe Tuesday now. Now I think about it, might have been Tuesday he hit the grand slam. But yeah, same thing. Yeah, exactly. You see, keep coming. They've been giving Buxton them juice balls. He's been hitting like, man, he definitely all-star pace. And you can almost say MVP pace too at this point. You can almost say MVP pace. Last year he was playing good and they broke his hand. Threw a pitch right at him and broke his hand. That's what they did to him last year. And then he kind of did his knee a little bit, but because he was doing it last year until they hurt him. So, yeah. But yeah, I saw that Rudy, and I'm like, why did you want him? That made it's like Cleveland re-signed Ricky Rubio. Ricky Rubio, just like I always talk about, Shawty Vaughn ain't in the league. Shawty Vaughn 6'6". Ricky Rubio 6'3", 6'4", 6'3", more like 6'3". You telling me he in the league and Shawty Vaughn ain't in the league? You tell me that's right. Ricky Rubio. When he was in the Olympics for the Spain, he didn't even play. Y'all remember that when Spain won it all? Rubio didn't even play, and he was the #1 pick of the Timberwolves. Conspiracy. Hey, conspiracy. I found another one. They had more, which I knew they would have more, but they had more, so I got you another one. Because here's Sean's. I got Sean's stuff. There's Sean hat. And these is good hats. I think I'm going to get me one of these hats, too. So, still no black shirts, though. I was kind of still looking for black shirts. No black Viking shirts at this point. But, yeah, I got you the hat. Yeah, I was all over today. I got to go out to the mall. America. Still haven't been out there. Maybe I can find a black Viking shirt. I don't know. So I'm going back out there to get more hats. It was like 2 Bulls hats. Like, damn, fitted Bulls hats. Sweet. I was in a hurry today, so I didn't have time to really look like I wanted to. So, but yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely sending you one. I figured they had another one. And if Nick Taylor, if you see this, if you like that kind, let me know, because they still got a few of them. And I just might get a box of them. I'm going to send them to all the folks that just watch. So I can get them. But I think it was like eight left that I can get. So, but Nick Taylor, if you wouldn't mind that, I can get you that one. So if you ever watch it, or just send me your hat size, you got my email me. And if you ever watch this, send me your hat size. But if you like that hat, I can get you that hat, because that's snapback. But I mean, these hats there's a lot of work on this motherfucker. I said this before. Look at all this work. That's all work. And this is like, it sticks out. Do you see that? This sticks out. And look at all this work, even just the Vikings. That's a lot of work. And then they even give you more back here. You see that? And that ain't, this is quality stuff. I mean, this is well put together quality stuff in a hat. There's different levels of hats, and that's a good hat. So I think I'm gonna get me one too. I got some. Well, I just like Viking shit. It's funny. I talked to my boy. Oh, and I'm gonna veer off a little bit. So I want to say this for y'all know any young people, and it's funny. My boy's about to get out the Merchant Marine. And he can kind of talk now. He's about to get out, because before he wouldn't say shit. He wouldn't like he's showing pictures of the ship and everything, but he's about to get out, so I understand. But I want to say this, and I'll say this to anybody: if you know young people that are looking for a career, the Merchant Marines is better than going into the Navy. As I said before, I told the story about his daughter. His daughter worked 4 months and made something like 50 grand in 4 months. My friend, during the pandemic, my friend was making $12,000 a day. They couldn't leave the ship. They was quarantined to the ship. He made $12,000 a day. Now he was laughing. He's like, well, after taxes, it's about 8,000. He laughed at this shit. So for about 4 months, he made $12,000 a day. So I have all the information. I can push this out. You work for the Department of Defense basically, but you're going through contractors. That's what a merchant marine is. If you try to understand how the Navy works, like if you put an aircraft carrier out there, and if I'm kind of mistaken on the support ships, you guys can put in there. But for aircraft carrier, you're going to have a battle group with them. You're going to have at least a cruiser, and you're going to have at least 1 to 2 battleships protecting it. All right. Then you're going to have a supply ship that's going to have everything on it if the aircraft carrier break the shit. Some shit break on the aircraft carrier. There's a ship that's got everything. So it's a support ship. You have a bunch of support ships. You have refueling ships. And you have the merchant marines. So I wanted to put that out there. Let me know. Oh, thank you, Trey. But I wanted to put that out there. So I got the information, and you know anybody that would, there you go. We'll always have a team battle ready close by. Thank you though, Trey. Facts, we'll always have a home team battle ready close by. Buxton hit a nuke on Law at outside pitch and pulled it 400 feet. How's that possible? You can't pull outside without rolling over to the shortstop. Either them balls juiced or Baxton is him. Hey. Yeah, he knocked that one. He knocked that one about 420 feet into the stands. But it was like the announcer was saying, this dude don't give up home runs. And so if I can get this, I don't know, I might just say fuck the monetization and send it out there. But he said that he's, and this is the Tails, and this is a local announcer. This ain't a national game. This is local. They seeing this game in Baltimore. They seeing the game here. So hey, Nicole B. But OTF, I agree with you. It very unlikely. But they just happened to get a guy on base right before that. So, yeah, it's interesting the way these local games. And I'll say this: even as a child, I even wondered if they play some of the games, and I guess they do, but I questioned that as a child. I'm like, because I watched my brother. My brother was little. He would do dice games and have leagues with these dice games and my little bitty helmets that you used to could get out of the quarter machines. I collected all 26 helmets at one time. Had to order them, of course, but I had so many, and I could order the rest of them because you could put them on stands when it was 26 teams. And my brother would just play these little seasons with these dice. So it used to make me wonder, especially baseball. United Drills of America, what's happening? And again, we've got a lot of, it's funny, like you can look at the different type of gun violence depending on who's president. It was different gun violence. Like Trump had the dude that was up in the tower. Again, we can see that as a psyop. It was a down on the school kind of attacks. And now we see with Biden. So we see that it's agenda driven. Oh, I wanted to show this too. I saw this and somebody else showed this. It showed attack in China where supposedly dudes attacked women. So you see a couple, it's like several instances of men beating up women in China. Well, what you basically see is almost martial law. What they did is in the Providences, they deputized a certain new police force, and they put the police force in the cities, emphasizing on women by themselves. And to me, you look at something like that, and you have to think and say that this was done by them. This was done by them. This was done by the government for the government to get more control. So, thought I would throw that one out there. If y'all have seen that. Remember that the Asian thing they did here, that even makes you wonder how real that is. But yet, since the 1800s, they've tried to do anti-lynch thing, and they still can't pass it. And remember, uh, when you look into lynching, it wasn't just us getting lynched. Them peoples was getting lynched. The Italians was getting lynched. Like, look at the number of Italians was getting lynched, especially down south. Just look at these numbers of as these immigrants came from Europe and started going down south. And again, the natives was the first generation after Washington. They weren't treated so nicely in some of these cities. Again, they were not looked at as white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. And so a lot of foreigners from Europe was getting hung by the natives in America. Again, the natives being related to the people born first generation after Washington. You can dig that. So I know they want to show you pictures of just melanated people getting hung, but there's pictures of Italians. There's pictures of Jewish faith people. There's pictures of Chinese. And you know, they don't talk about the Chinese slaves that built the railroads. They don't talk about them people with slaves. And you notice that? They slaved these people that came over here to build these railroads from the Pacific end. And they don't talk about them being slaves. Them people that built the railroads was just as much slaves as anybody picked cotton in the South. But yet the history doesn't tell you that these people were slaved. These people were slaved or slaughtered, just as any group that has ever come into America. But yet they don't want to harp on that. Yet they don't want to make movies on that. Do they? Why? Why is that? Look at the newest video I made about Davy Crockett. I didn't even know this shit about Davy Crockett. Davy Crockett, daddy got in debt. And this is where you need a Black Laws dictionary. Look at debt and look at debt slave and ways to repay. Don't you know? Again, if you wasn't a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, a large prison population came to America. A lot of people in debt. Again, if you incurred these debts here, you would go into slavery or your family member. And so I showed the video where Davy Crockett was in debt. His daddy couldn't pay his debt, so he had to sell off his child, or his child had to work for the aggrieved party. No, they want to tell you how they was breaking up families for melanated people and selling them off. And this very local show about Davy Crockett shows you they do the exact same thing. The video I show you shows the exact same thing. They have to give a family member to go work for somebody else. Do you understand? But the narrative is all about what niggas did and what happened to niggas. But this is the Europeans' history too, and how they treated each other. And how the white Anglo-Saxon Protestants treated the rest of these Europeans. They didn't bring them into the fold really till shit, the 60s. Jewish faith people just became European white folks. Jewish faith people wasn't looked at as Europeans. They pass for it now, but they didn't used to. They did not at one time. That used to be some of their rally points, speaking points while they was in the neighborhoods. And let's be honest about what was done, who was forced out. Because one thing, the Jewish faith people was always in the non-integrated cities of the melanated people. They had, tailors, they had jobs, and they would be in our neighborhoods. Well, if you look at the riots, the people that got burned out was the Jewish faith people that got burned out of the Watts riots, and definitely got burned out of Detroit riots. These were the businesses that got burned out, was the Jewish faith people. And they never came back into our neighborhoods after that. And again, our neighborhoods didn't last, By 1970s, all our neighborhoods was that integration bullshit. Go out to the mall. Don't shop around the corner to a tailor, go out to the mall. And wonderful news today. My brother found the names where we go into the 15th century. So, because one of the ancestors died and we got his date and we found out actually where he's buried. I know I wrote it. 1619. Yeah, one of the ancestors died in 1619. So this ancestor was born in the 1500s. And, Sister Phoenix was saying, you find that name, you get 4 generations past that name. So we definitely came before, well, we definitely have found the names and family before the Europeans came here. So, yeah. Hey, PJ Allen, what's happening? How you doing, man? Thank you for joining. It is over ever somehow came out that sports are scripted. People would still watch. No one would really care. Yeah, that's what me and Loco has been said. They would talk about it for a few weeks and then it would go away. Yeah. Kind of shows the world we live in. Yeah, they would talk about it for a few weeks and then it would go away. It would go away. I mean, Kwame Brown had the perfect time. He had the perfect audience to come out. But again, Kwame Brown's pension is going to be crazy. I mean, Kwame Brown made some decent money, and his pension is going to be crazy. He's going to get three to 500,000 for the rest of his life, and he's probably not making that now. But when he turns 50, I think it's 50 for the NBA. I think Iverson's about to get his money in the next year or two, and so they're not going to. You think he's going to risk that? He ain't made that much money since he was playing, doing shit, and so now he's got a chance to make that. They're not going to tell. Maintaining, okay, bet. Oh, go to Lids though, PJ. Go to Lids. Definitely go to Lids. I'm going back again tomorrow. I'm gonna go to the other two too. Get this shit, for the fall. Fall you wear the clothes. Summer you don't really dress as much as you dress in the fall. That's the cool thing about fall is you get to dress again. That's the cool thing I like about winter. You can dress. Summer, it's a little less dress. So, oh my goodness. And I'm putting some things together, man. I got a friend and I'm going to see if him and his wife will do a show with me. But his wife is like, I talked about him before. He's Chicago Footwork, one of the best I've ever watched and probably can still do it. He ain't that old. So I imagine they're in their mid to late 30s. So I bet he could still do Chicago Footwork. Wife is beautiful. So trying to put together some stuff to see if she would be interested in doing some of this work. So, and he's a graphic artist too, so he can do some work for me too. Indeed, they have a big Lids coming to the Strip in Vegas. Oh, bet. We got like 4 big stores. We got 2, like the Mall of America has 3 Lids in it. And they have one big store Lids. They got all the jerseys and shit too. So got to play pickleball with my daughter. Think she got a little hot. Wasn't as warm today, but we had kind of ate, and then we played. So, and we played 3 games. I think she got mad because my patience was a little less today, but not bad, but still a little less patient. And so we played, but we got still, all people speaking to me. She's like, all these people know you? I'm like, yeah, I came here almost every day last year and I've been coming. So they're used to seeing me. So, people speaking to me and shit. And just, it's cool day today. Got a lot of stuff done, but a couple other things I kind of dragged my feet about. It's just normal being a normal doing stuff. That's all. So that's how my day went, but still glad I got to work out. Oh, I'm not going to go too long because I got to go to work in the morning. I forgot to mention that. I'm getting up at 7. I'm going in at 8, I think. I don't have to, but I think I'm going to go in anyway. I didn't sign up, but I'm going to go in anyway because I see the way they do shit. And if I show up and sign in, they'll let me work. So that's the plan right now. So I'm not going to go terribly long tonight. This is going to be a relatively short show. I guess in hoop wise, saw a little thing, and again, in and out of watching stuff. I was watching the baseball game, but my boy, my friend is out in California. He works with the Merchant Marines. He's asking about Irving going to the Lakers. What do y'all think about that? I think I would trade Anthony Davis, but not for Irving. Why take one injury risk guy? Again, going back to Irving, Irving was hurt in college. You know, Irving was like Sam Bowie. Like how are you going to draft a 7-footer and the 7-footer was hurt 3 or 4 times in college instead of drafting Michael Jordan? Make that make sense. I don't care if you got Clyde Drexler or not. You got a player that gave 3 solid years in school compared to what? All right. That's pretty cool. You hear about Miles Bridges. Yeah, we talked about that last night about Bridges. You know, I think that's a setup because what is it? PJ Anderson went through the thing, getting the girl pregnant, whatever. I think Miles Bridges is some kind of setup too. That's he about to get his money, and then all of a sudden this. It just does not seem. Now again, I remember being young and having a lot of money, but he had too much to lose his cool. He ain't lost his cool all this time. Now, unless we want to say they've hidden that, but why now? Why of all the? I mean, just look at it. This is the greatest time of his life in sports. This is going to be his best payday, and you telling me that for an instant he's going to bug out? You telling me that ain't nobody telling him, look, your shit is coming in. Your shit can't be messy. You got to be tight. Everything has to be solid. You know? Does that really make sense? You saying ain't nobody in his ear saying, you know, pressure gonna come on because you about to get the bag and you can't be sloppy. So I think it's artificial sloppy. I really do. It is a shame. You know, he about to get the money, so they're gonna shame him before he get the money. I don't see them. I think he's gonna still play, but that's what it looked like. Shaming before he get the money. It's like I want to say about Watson. I had caught a thing where they think Watson ain't gonna get nothing. Because you see, they stopped the hearings. The hearings stopped. It appears like Watson might get nothing. I wanted to say that. I forgot to say that last night. Yeah, it didn't help that he plastered. But see, I even think that was all set up. Because you don't, really the joint showed, and I talked about that last night too. The joint showed sloppiness. The joint showed sloppiness for one, and to show say that that's heroin in your cup. Lean is how many times you think you can drink that and you ain't addicted. Remember, what's it called? Tombstone. Remember Tombstone? The chick is drinking lithium. I think the liquid opium was called lithium. And she's drinking that shit. You think you can keep drinking that shit and not get addicted to that shit if it's real? If it's real, you'll get addicted. It's addicting. I think Bootsy was talking about how many times he OD'd on that shit. So that seemed artificial, sloppy. Like look at the picture. The joint is there. The pink drink, which, emphasizing something. It seemed like scripted. Seemed scripted. How did Michael Alawaki go number one? Dude was straight ass. Couldn't shoot, slow his game, didn't translate whatsoever. I don't know, young Weezer. That's the dude out of Duke? The dude out of Duke? That's what you talking about? The dude out of Duke? His rap song didn't help either. Well, that was just goofy. That shit was goofy. Them songs was but. It was Robitussin in his cup. That's funny. That's real funny. Could be. And the joint is just, but it's sloppy. It's sloppy, and I just can't understand. I can't believe that there are people around him telling him not to be sloppy. So messy, But that's what I think. I think it's that minor shaming because he's gonna get the money. But that's gonna be crazy if Watson don't get nothing, which he really shouldn't get anything. This is what I would say in the Watson case. How many people did Watson make appointments with? They turned him down. If word of mouth got around and this motherfucker was so weird and expecting extra pay, how many people you think turned him down when he made the thing? Nobody. So that's just shaming. So that's what I think. Went number 1 in 98 to the Clippers. Oh, yeah. I remember that now. Matter of fact, I knew, damn, did Beaver go to camp that summer? Yeah, I remember him. Nigerian center and was a complete bust. Yeah. And they don't say shit about him, do they? When they was shaming Kwame, they sure wasn't talking about that cat. As I said before, the Pistons drafted a boy out of high school that didn't even make it through camp. They cut this dude. They drafted this dude number 1. And if I remember the story right, his name was DeLong. DeLong seemed like was this cat's name. This cat never came into camp or nothing. They never, beyond them, I don't even know if they signed the dude. But this dude was number 1 pick, and they ain't have their number 1 pick come into camp that year. So they was told, just like they was told not to draft Melo, and then they got a championship out of it. That shows you how fake the league is. You don't draft Melo, then you get a championship with that team over the Lakers. Come on. And then to elevate LeBron, he goes off on that same team. That same team couldn't beat LeBron, but basically that team with Chris Webber at it couldn't beat LeBron, but that team could beat Kobe and Shaq. So you see the bullshit. Humiliation ritual by the numbers. It happened on his 102nd day of his age, and his wife posted on her. Wow. Okay. Who's the attackers that beat up Eric Holder? I want to send them money. I don't know. I don't know who Eric Holder is. Wasn't Eric Holder work for Obama or some shit? Wasn't Eric Holder the nigga that worked for Obama? You know? Wasn't he Obama's guy? I don't know. You want to send him some money? I guess look up Eric Holder. Oh, the dudes who did it. Okay, I get you. You want them. Alchemist, how you doing? Kyrie and KD to the Lakers for AD and Westbrook. I would say I would take that. Wow. Would they want that? Wow, would they want that? I mean, if I was the Nets, that's a stupid ass trade to get Westbrook. Westbrook shouldn't even be in the league anymore. And that shit with his triple-double, that shit was so fake and so foul. I mean, just look it up where both teams boxing out so he can get the rebound. Both teams involved in the box out to make sure he can get the rebound. Watch how many games you can find like that. It wasn't Oscar did. Oscar was killing them with the pick and roll, with Wayne Embry killing them, and Oscar pick and rolling the shit out of him and getting 10 assists with Wayne Embry, and then Oscar still turning around and scoring 30. At the same time getting 15 rebounds because he was the 2 guard. Well, played some point, but more of a 2 guard. And even though the game may be like the Globetrotters, as I said, I got a friend that scored 50 against the Globetrotters. He still had to hoop. So Oscar still put on the show, and it was organic putting on the show. Wasn't nobody sitting there like everybody box out so Oscar can get the rebound. Or don't check Wayne Embry so Oscar can get this goddamn assist. No, that shit didn't exist when Oscar played. And Wayne Embry put in that work. And I'm going to say this. This is how you tell how great a person is. If you put Bill Russell on any other team but the Celtics, you would have never heard of Bill Russell. Bill Russell's skills did not. If Bill Russell would have been put on like the Atlanta Hawks, the St. Louis Hawks, Bill Russell would have went to the Pistons, which was in Fort Wayne at the time. If Bill Russell would have went to the Knicks, Bill Russell couldn't have been what he is. Wilt could have went to anybody. Bill Russell couldn't have went to anybody. That's my knock on Bill Russell. He could not have went to any team and been successful just because of the way he played. Now, I'll give him the love. They were showing the greatest rebound playoff games. and it was like Wilt averaged 35. Uh, the next one was something like the next game was Wilt had like 37, 38 rebounds, and it was Russell with 20 something, and then Wilt with 20 something. So, but his talent had to be in a certain pool of the cast around him. So that's the difference between the two. Um, Lakers, Ricky Smooth, what's happening? Lakers recruiting all these geezers. I agree. I watched the story about Flim Low Raps. Flim. Okay, I don't know what that is. You got to tell me more. No, I saw him play on TV a lot. They played this like when he was in college. They played a lot of LSU games, so I got to see him play in college a lot. Yeah, but never in person. Never got to see him in person when he played the Pistons. People believe that Wilt was not human. He was that good. Yeah. Oh, Wilt was amazing. Like a young Wilt in today's game, even with a 3-point shot, you couldn't have dealt with him. Couldn't have dealt with him. You got a dude that's gonna hustle and beat everybody down court to block their shit, no matter where they shoot it from. And then you got a dude every time he gonna give you two. If they miss, he gonna get the rebound. And ain't no layups around Wilt. So yeah. But Pistol Pete, yeah, they showed a lot of his college games. And really, he never played on great teams in college. But the one that stands out is they showed he played against, I mentioned this before, when Dean Merringer later played with the Knicks. Dean probably got a ring in the 75 team, I think. He was probably backing up Frazier, Earl Monroe. But Dean played at Marquette, and LSU went to the NIT instead of going to the tournament. And then it was kind of the teams that didn't make the tournament would play. It wasn't like the original NIT was the best teams played in the NIT. The best teams did not play in the NCAA tournament. March Madness did not exist until that's a 90s kind of thing. But that game, and Pete played okay. I think Marquette ended up beating them. They had a little better team. But perfect shot. Saw the court well. As I said many times, his drills are still done in camps. He's the only player that really did what the Globetrotters did. As you remember, and Connie Hawkins talks about this in his book, more so than Wilt, because Wilt didn't do it, but Connie did. Before the Globetrotters play, there's a circle where the ball's going back and forth. I don't even know if they do this anymore, but you made more money doing that. And so that was a highlight to see the Globetrotters. You'd watch them in this center court, and the best ball handlers be doing shit. And so you looked for that. P. Maravich is the only person in the NBA's history that people pretty much demanded that he did his workout before the game. I mean, especially his ball handling drills. I mean, people really almost asked. It got to the point where Pete, the shoot around was created. They show that in Teamwork how the shoot around was created. Well, even before the shoot around in the NBA, they were demanding that Pete work out and show his workouts before the game dribbling. We still do almost everything. All the ball handling drills, machine gun, where you put the ball between your legs and you catch it. I mean, all those kind of ball handling drills. Pete Maravich is the one that invented all that stuff. Probably, not even arguably, the best ball handler ever. Even digging Isaiah, but probably the best ball handler ever for a whole career. And I'm saying high school, college, and pro. Probably when he played everyone, there was no better ball handler when he played everyone. And Isaiah and Pete, I think the year Isaiah went pro, Pete had retired. So you can't even, but he was probably the best ball handler when he played in college. He was the best ball handler in college. When he played pro, he was the best ball handler in pro too. So I don't even think you can argue that point. 3-pointer with Pete. If Pete if Pete would have went to the ABA and been Louis Dampier, Pete would have probably averaged 50 points a game in the ABA. He would have came out the gate probably shooting 50% from the 3-point line out the gate in the ABA if Pete would have went to the ABA. And the only reason he didn't is they didn't have the money. Hawks gave shit. They gave Pete a nice contract. Matter of fact, to tell the whole story is the Hawks had to clear up some space and they got rid of Lenny Wilkins to clear up some space to sign Pete. And Lou played at the University of Lou Hudson did not like Pete Maravich because Lenny Wilkins was his guy. I watched the story. See, I don't know who that is. Flemlow Laps. I don't know who that is. All that I saw was Wilt was a monster. Man, watch Wilt. Watch a game of Wilt in high school when you can still goaltend. Wilt is the reason why you can't goaltend. Watch Wilt play in high school when you can goaltend. I want to say when Wilt played in college, you can still goaltend. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I want to say when he was in college, you could still goaltend. The reason why you can't goaltend had nothing to do with Bill Russell. It was Wilt Chamberlain. The reason why you can't goaltend was Wilt Chamberlain. Watch one of his high school games. Nobody can score because you could still goaltend back then. And Wilt started playing pro ball in junior high. Wilt was 14, 15 minutes. Dudes he knew, probably his handlers, was taking him to these small towns that had pro leagues. Again, I'm telling you, every town had semi-pro leagues. And Wilt Chamberlain was playing pro basketball by the time he was 14, 15. I found some articles, and it's got to be Wilt. Got to be Wilt. And if you don't believe me, let me tell you a story. I have a friend named Eddie Boyd. Eddie Boyd is probably the best defensive player, bar none. And he only played high school basketball, but his skill was unmatched. He was the only person I ever watched could press a team by himself. I mean, literally press a team by himself and beat the ball where the next pass was. His anticipation was that great. But anyway, I only bring him up for it. I brought this up before. Having high school players that were good was so common in these semi-pro leagues that Michigan passed a rule against it. Eddie missed 3 or 4 games I don't know if it's his sophomore year or junior. And the niggas that took him to play, them niggas knew, because I sat with a nigga, and the nigga knew the rule that took him. He's like, I told, because this is what the nigga took him to. He's like, I told Eddie don't sign his name. Because, they pass, when you play semi-pro, a lot of times they just give you the book and you write your name. And the dude said, and see, that's why I know they was on some bullshit with him. They knew, because they told him to put a different name. Eddie wrote his name, so he missed some games. So this is how prevalent it was of high school players playing semi-pro when there was money on the line, too. So I don't want to play 10 years. I don't want to play 10 years in the NBA and die of a heart attack at 40. Pete Maravich, he proceeded to play 10 years in the NBA. Well, understand this. About Pete Maravich. This is, and I hate I didn't keep the clipping. I kept it for a long time. But Pete Maravich's arteries was wrapped around his heart. I mean, I used to have a drawing of this shit. He was like my aunt. Check this out. My aunt was one in several million. My aunt's heart was over here. My aunt's heart was on the other side of her body. My aunt's organs was switched. So her heart was actually on this side of her body. So again, is this the real reality? But my aunt was born with her heart on this side of her body. Everything was shifted. Her liver, spleen, everything was on the other side. Most people, all that shit is on right here. Her shit was over here. So Pete Maravich's heart, if you know what your aortas and shit, this shit was wrapped around. And no one ever saw that before, But his so it's surprising he lived long as he lives. I mean, it could be a sacrifice, but again, I saw that drawing and they saying that's what killed him. It could be a sports sacrifice. So KD on Memphis or Phoenix would be scary. I don't know. By the way, that hat. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I forget. PJ probably know what this is. This is the SeaWorld shit, I guess, because this shit here is SeaWorld, but the shit is like 3D. That's why I like it. And they got a Bulls hat like this. I should have grabbed it. You see, that shit is kind of 3D like. So, but it's Timberwolves. So, thank you though. I appreciate it. Sean Kemp, the Rain Man, the GOAT. Oh yeah, I told you my Sean Kemp story. I met Sean Kemp when he was 15. He's from Elkhart. That's why it was some bullshit. They talk about, when he got kicked out of Kentucky, they say he went to some college. If you look up his shit, when that nigga was playing semi-pro in Elkhart. What was supposed to be his freshman year at Kentucky, that nigga was in Elkhart playing semi-pro. And then he went right to Seattle. So, And he talked like this. He always talked outside of his mouth. It's funny. And that's just a lot of a Detroit thing, but this nigga's from, Indiana. Jalen Rose used to talk like that, but that's a kind of a Detroit thing. With Sean Kemp, I don't know. Maybe he copied Detroit niggas. Because you whisper at niggas, you kind of talk out the side of your mouth when you whisper at niggas. And that was kind of like Jalen. If you see some early Jalen, you see Jalen talking like that. Like Jalen say, Detroit is a thing to say, what up, though? That's some New York shit. That's Detroit niggas imitate New York niggas, okay? But that's all right. Next NBA season about to be wild. All these trades. AJ Money, thank you for joining. Thank you, PJ. Do you know what this is? Because it's got a Bulls hat just like this. I'm going to go back and get it tomorrow. I should have grabbed it today, but I was just in a hurry. My daughter wouldn't go in the store with me. She's like, I'm going to sit in the car. I'm like, shit. So, I didn't really shop. But I was like, okay. And I was looking to get conspiracy hats. So that's what I was kind of hoping. And I was like, oh, shit. Here they are. So I was kind of glad I went to the local one. So it's some series. But as I said, I'm going to go get a Bulls one like this, too. I had a couple good Bulls ones, though. And I never had a lot of Bulls equipment. Or gear, excuse me. Just never been, crazy about the bullshit. New York saying that shit is first. Nah. I heard New Yorkers saying that shit first. Yeah, New Yorkers is in first place. Yeah, I got it from Lids. Go to Lids. This is the time to go to Lids. I'm telling you. Yeah, I got it from Lids. Yeah, New York should be in first place. Motherfuckers lost last night, though, I think. Because it fucked up my parlay. I'm pretty sure they lost last night. Because it fucked up my parlay. Last night, night before. But I won't say last night. They lost. I think they won today, though. But I know they fucked my money up the other night. So. But yeah, I'll be fucking with Lids. I always talk about Lids. They got the jerseys and all that shit, too. This one. Yeah, I think this one came from Lids. Don't quite remember. But it was one I didn't have. So, I like Timberwolf gear. Like my old friend from Merchant Marines was talking about football. They're like, your team, the Raiders. And, as I said, the Raiders was my AFL team. But it's funny he remembered that, So it's always been the Raiders and the Eagles. But I live here now, and the shit is cheap for them. How long I've been going? Okay, I can't go too much longer. When I finish the beer, I'll get out of here. I'll give you guys that. I'll drink this beer, and I'll give you guys that. I never get hats for sports or other baseball. I also never wear snapbacks or snap fitted only. I'm like, I can't say, I'll say this. I have a few fitted hats, and I can't really say I like fitted hats too. Like these hats, I'm going to get myself one of these too. I've got about 6-7 fitted hats. Or excuse me, 6-7 snapbacks. So it depends. It depends on the hat. Because a lot of hats is made quality and they just be snapbacks. So I got a few. I mean, my majority is fitted, but I got a few snapbacks. Last summer, I spent well over $200 in bucket hats, stupidly. I mean, I like bucket hats, but I spent way too much money. Just did. But I do in the summer when it's hot, like that option of a hat that ain't as hot. Bucket hats fit that well. So, okay. Hey, Key. Oh, I have 2 new era Cyberpunk. Oh, bet. Okay. Show them to me. You have to send me a picture then. Okay. Hey, Key, thank you for joining. I want to ride your chocolate mountain. Okay. I'm 61. Okay. I mean, like, like when you had the penny ponies and you put a penny in the penny ponies, Michigan Myers is known for these penny ponies. That's kind of how I am. I'm like, you put a penny in the penny pony and you get your worth. Okay. Sometimes they make an addition of snack mac that they don't make fitted. That's a good point. That is a good point. I was thinking Westbrook wore the dress, had this past season of humiliation. He didn't have a bunch of seasons of humiliation, though. I mean, so I don't know. Uh, his skills have really went down. The trade never made any sense. Like for him, even to go to Houston made no sense. Like, why did anybody want him? You know, the NBA wants him, but like, why? It just didn't make sense. And so you see that these are orchestrated in agenda wise instead of really talent and need. I mean, this cat's making 47. You know, I don't really like lids. That shit is too expensive. 70 for a hat. 70. What kind of hat are you getting from lids at 70? I get purple Yankees cap with 2 patches. That shit costs way too much. Oh yeah, you ain't. Wow. 70 for a hat? I got purple Yankees cap with 2 patches. For one hat? Man, I don't know. I don't know what you. I can't fathom that. I can't fathom that. The only time I've seen them be outrageous is this like somebody with I don't even know. Sometimes they autograph hats and then you got to pay for the autograph too. But I've never for one hat I've never paid more than $45, and that's with shit wrote down the side. I've never paid like I get a brand new hat, and then the writing on it is so the hat is generally with my discount. The hat is generally 25 to 30, and then the writing on it. So I've never paid more than 45 for a baseball hat. Never. Bet. Hey, Crazy Sarge, my brother said you and him was had a conversation. Glad you could join. Speaking of Bulls, Zach Lazine. Yeah, I saw Zach got a new contract. Look at the numbers: 5,215. That's 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 5. That's 13. Uh, you better be a woman exposed wherever you are. John Walls and the Clippers. John Walls is done. He's done. He was a speed player. Hey Marco, how you doing? I saw Crazy Sergeant here somewhere. Where did I miss him? Oh, there he is. Okay. I think he's done. Um, Clippers in 7. Paul George MVP. Clippers in 7. I don't know. We gotta see where everybody land. 45. That's what I'm saying. 45 with you writing some shit. I ain't never seen a $70 hat that they had. I never seen that. And there's times where I go to lids like every other day, and I go to all of them. We've got in this area shit. 3 at the Mall of America, 2 at the nearest outlet. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 within 10 miles of me. And I've been to all of them, and I ain't never seen a hat for $70. So I don't know. Maybe you got a special edition. He bought a special edition or something. I know now they range between 40 and 49. Yeah. And then you probably wasn't part of the club, too. So you got a special. Okay. But yeah, just get a thing and join them, and you get 20% off. It's like $5 a year. My Kevin Hart voice. Wait a minute, ride what? This ain't room for that, sir, ma'am. There you go. Thank you. That's funny. That's funny, Lorenzo. Spurs finally swallowed their pride and tanked. Yeah, they've been tanked. They've been tanked. Celtics got Malcolm. That starting 5 looking stronger. He's kind of injury prone too. That's why he moved the first time. So we'll see. They're going to be bigger at that position. But the dude they had is about the same player. The other guy, the guy who, hair go way back. But he's a 2. Well, Brogdon's a 1. So you're going to make Brown be a 2? That might work because he could match Brown's speed, far as like almost be like at first with Dumars and Isaiah. And I think that's a pair of guards that is overlooked is that combo. They really work well together, especially by Dumar's 3rd year when Isaiah was kind of getting a little older and injuries. And then when Vinny Johnson, could bring him off the bench and shit, that's why they called him the microwave. Vinny Johnson come out and give you 10 really quick, change the game. First cat I saw that really could do that was, as I said, downtown Freddie Brown was like that. He would come off the bench. I think it was 79. Was it 79 when Sonics won it or 70? Yeah, 79 with Gus Williams. Freddie Brown, they bring him off the bench. He 10 straight. And I mean, almost Chris Jackson style. You know, he's way before Chris Jackson. But it was like nothing else going. Gus Johnson would bring the ball over and they give it to Freddie, and Freddie would cook good, go down, get the rebound. Marvin Webster, they called him the human eraser. Miss, give it to Freddie. You know, get the rebound, go down, give it to Freddie. Freddie hit, go back down. I mean, the dude would hit 5 straight times down. And whenever you was down, you was up because Freddie was that consistent. He a name that they don't, and you know, nobody talks about downtown Freddie Brown. They just say downtown. The shots from downtown. Well, that was the dude called that. That was his name, downtown, from his deep shot. And he never played in the ABA. Come on, Expose. You gotta be you gotta be trolling. Come on now. You gotta be trolling. That's too much. That is just too much. Really too much. When I get some crazy shit like that, you know I got to chime in. Yeah, I know. Thank you for whoever snapped that dude. Don't worry. Okay, thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. They come back in, you can if they got crazy shit to say. You want to say that shit. It's like I say about Dana Delaney. This chick's got some of them spiritual powers, and I'm like, quit coming in my dreams. I'm easy to find. All that hocus pocus sex is good, but it's better if you come holler at me. Why does the NBA shit on their older and current players more than any other sport? I don't know about that. I mean, I talked last night. You know, they shamed Michael Jordan by making him play for the Wizards. Oh. Thank you, Lorenzo. I don't know. You see, Tom Brady. I don't think Tom Brady playing again to glory. I think it's gonna be a shame here, and then he'll finally quit because they pushed him out. They pushed him out. They were the NFL was putting their reporters to saying this motherfucker's done, and this motherfucker come back and say he's playing. So we'll see. Hope he don't get hurt. But unless they feel they need him, which I don't understand. They really feel they need him. But thank you, Lorenzo. Oh yeah. I give advice to young women. That's it. Just advice. I want company of somebody that's wise. I like wise people around me. I like high vibrational people around me. Oh yeah, he got suspended. If anybody thinks Michael Jordan just played baseball on a hum, he got suspended. That was their way of suspending him for gambling, you know, point shaving, definitely. I mean, him and Isaiah was both stupid. You know, they lose these gambling bets and then fucking write checks. Isaiah was real stupid. He wrote a $250,000 check to a goddamn grocery store. Because the grocery store owner used to hold crap games in the back of the place. Mike Jordan out there with no hustler that's hustling cane and shit all around the country, and yet Michael losing to him and writing him checks. Michael had to testify at that cat's trial. Michael had to testify. So it wasn't just the dude who wrote the book. It was a bunch of people. Bunch of people on Mike's head. We're going to see if we got a person coming through my door in a few minutes that I don't recognize, but he might say he has a key. But I'm not sure. Just heard a voice. Thank you, PJ. MJ's gambling is probably what got his daddy ice. Absolutely. Is, you know, but his sacrifice too, his blood sacrifice was his daddy. That's who they looked at. You know, I think, you know, they said his daddy had got a young girl pregnant too, and they was having to pay. Because I don't think the daddy did much after Mike made it. Now, I could be wrong, but that was part of it too. But yeah, his gambling things. So it kind of got out of the way. It was like gambling, debt, and shaming at the same time. Did they shame Magic with making him say yeah? But occasionally, dude shouldn't have been out of here if he did have it. Exactly. Yeah, Magic was that was all hocus pocus. That was nothing. There was nothing with Magic. Magic never had anything. I mean, remember, see, this is what shows you is fake. Magic comes out and says he has HIV, but his woman is pregnant and she don't have it. How? So he got her pregnant and then he kept on going whatever he was doing. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It never made sense. But what he had to sacrifice his son. And as I said, I'll say this to everybody. I'll say this to everybody. I wasn't even trying to tap into this shit. I tapped into a reality where his son played pro ball too. And I saw his son play. I saw a reality where his son played pro ball too. There's a darkie that's coming into my house. Pistols around here somewhere. Darkie.
Came back a champion.
No, you didn't.
5 hours. Took me 5 hours.
To do what?
To do what? To build this.
Okay, but look on the footstool. I'm just telling you. You're going to laugh. Look on one of them. Okay, look under the other one. Okay, look under.
It's going to be a disappointed laugh?
No, it's going to be funny. Look under, not that one, the other one. Look on top under something. It's right there.
This one?
No, it's an envelope with your name on it. I laughed when I saw that shit.
How did it make you? You thought it was funny too?
I thought it was funny. Yeah, I thought it was real funny.
You know what they said. If you can't break bread, you fake. I had one more buck on my plate. Me and bro hit the stove and both got 50-cent cakes. You ever hear that?
I never heard that shit. That shit sounds really stupid. And I don't know what 50-cent cakes is.
No, it's just a regular one.
Regular what?
The regular.
Regular. Show me what the regular is.
Did you already get one? You already got it?
I don't know what that's for.
You already got those. You already got one though?
What?
Like in your account?
Yeah.
You already got one?
The short. The
Yeah.
short amount. Need about 80 more bucks.
Yeah, I got you.
But you got it done? That place stay open till now?
No, I didn't build it there.
Oh.
So I got it at about 6. Got it at about like all my shit at about 7. Went to Jaden's house about like 7:30.
Okay.
Then I built it and I finished it around like 12:30.
Oh, okay.
But like my wire, it looks goofy. Like the wiring.
Lids had that special buy one hat, get the second half off. They got shit. They got better specials now. Go to Lids now. They got the best shit now. Telling you, it ain't hat. Just go to Lids, and you see where you can get these hats. Great deals. But yeah, I used to get that too. But go to Lids now. They got the best shit this whole summer. They got the best. Now you know what? I'll say this about Dwayne Wade. I'll say this. You know, his is a hard case because at first they popularized him getting custody of his children. And that in itself was kind of odd because a lot of times you don't hear that. A lot of times they hide where men get custody of their children. But with Wade, they popularized it. They tried to demonize the children's mother. If y'all remember, the media demonized her. And you heard nothing of the rumbling. And then the first year of their marriage, she's taking the boy to Pride Parade to come out. So that appears like more of agenda. Now, sacrifice, you could say, you could. As I said before, though, sacrifice and shaming is better than blood. So, you know, it's better to shame than to be killed. So I think a lot of them like, hey, we can kill one of them or we can, and that's what the Ball family.
Big Baller Brand.
Yep, Big Baller Brand. Tell some of your OG crack dealer stories. Oh, I don't know if I got any. Oh, okay, I'll tell you one story. He sexually sacrificed him. Yeah. I was telling my son this story. I got one funny story. Wade already rocks cheetah print. Yeah, definitely. He's showing he with it. And they let him dress. The way he dresses, on those Tuesdays is odd. It's like, I don't know. I mean, some nights the outfits are cool, and then other nights it's like, what the fuck is this? You know, wear a suit. I usually get fitteds off of Fantastics. It sent me a Tigers hat with 259 stickers and a bent brim. Never again will I order off. Oh yeah, yeah. I couldn't have that. I couldn't have that. Bent my brim. Interesting point. Yeah, it's always either blood. The lids of my city, you're gonna either have a fade or maybe a small shootout where the lids, good lids. I go and proud to open my mouth, so I stay inside. I got you. I got you. Oh fuck yeah, I understand that conspiracy. You think LeVar caved in? I think they got the middle son. They shamed him instead of killing him. Lard's a Freemason, yeah. LeVar's a Freemason, and well, I don't even know if he was a player. He made it to last cut. If you really look at it, he made it to last cut. He took the team picture, and if my understanding of his career is right, he got cut during that season. So, but yeah, the only story I can really add is motherfucker I had a shootout with, and see that's how you never can really relax. If you have a shootout with people and people try to rob you, that never goes away. So one of these niggas that I had a shootout with, I knew the two dudes. I knew the three people. Matter of fact, I'll say this: it's like I had a chance to kill this one guy probably twice. I had a chance to kill him. First time I had a gun pressed up against his head, and I would have killed him if my ex-wife would have told me not to kill him. I really would have. As they attempted to rob me, and I got a hold of my gun, I was gonna blow his brains out. That was my only thought, was just blow his brains out. I mean, really, it was gonna be up against the side of his head and just shoot him against the wall. You know how they show in the movies? That was like my plan. When I asked for my gun, that was my plan, is kill this motherfucker. I didn't kill him then. Him and this guy shot at me. Saw him 2 days later, and I came out my house. We had two cars between us, and I came out my house. I had a 40 in this hand. I walked out the house with both guns. So I had a 40 in this hand. I had a 38 in my weaker hand. And I'm two cars across from him, and I could have killed him. I could have killed him. Then the next day, him and this woman moved. But that was another time where I could have killed that dude twice. Literally could have killed him either time, and I didn't kill him. But one of the other dudes, so I'm at the grocery store, and the way the grocery store was, the service counter, how can I explain this? So the service counter, you walk into the store and there's a service counter, but the service counter is like it's in the store a little more. It's inside of where all the counters are for where you buy groceries and shit. So a person could literally walk behind me and got their groceries and never see me because where I'm standing. You see what I'm saying? So the service counter's there, and then you got all the aisles that you can buy your groceries. So I had got in there and got just a 40. So I'm holding, man, probably had a couple. So I'm holding a 40, and I see one of these niggas that tried to, I had to shoot out with. He ain't see me. And a 40 was the perfect, a 40 is a perfect bottle to hit some motherfuckers with. It fits in a man's hand so perfect. And it was almost like, you guys remember the dude whose son, y'all remember this? The sweetest revenge killing ever was the dude whose son was molested, and they bringing the dude back from some other state, and they're in the airport. And the daddy's on the telephone acting like that, and that motherfucker came next to the daddy, and, the daddy blew his brains out. It was that kind of surprise, everybody. That was the sweetest revenge killing ever. Look that one up. That motherfucker that abused his son, he acted like he was on the phone. That weird motherfucker came by and he just, boom, iced him. But, so this motherfucker, he didn't see me. And I had just, kind of turned around and I saw him leave. And when he leave, he didn't see me. And I just took that bottle. And this dude was only 5'6". He didn't even see me. He didn't hear me. And the next thing he felt was a beer bottle of 40 bust upside his head. Pow, caught him perfectly. Stomped him a few times, went back and grabbed my other 40 and left. But yeah, and I'll say this, the other dude, Cornell was kind of behind Bobby. Bobby's dead too. I didn't kill Bobby. Bobby got hit by somebody. I didn't run him over, but he got killed, I know. But Cornell, I told this story before. Cornell killed His nickname is Shit Talk. Trent. Yeah, Cornell killed Trent, but Cornell was one of the ones too. And I last saw him. I got put in jail for like 4 or 5 days for child support. Cornell was in prison for killing Trent. Or excuse me, Cornell was in county jail, isolated for murder. And he got off. He shot Trent, died with 5 AK rounds. Another nigga with him. Damn, I can picture his face. I can't think of his name. Bitch motherfucker too. Michael. No. I can't think of the other dude's name, but he got hit 5 times too and lived. But that was he Cornell, so I never was able to get at him. And what was fucked up about him was this was my best friend's cousin, you know. Because that's how I met him, but I recognized him. The motherfuckers didn't come and, try to do that shit with hoods on or nothing. They was like just themselves. But I forgot about Bobby. I fucked Bobby up in the store. I fucked him up. Never got in any trouble or nothing. And people was in there, but I got him good. I mean, a 40 will bust on a motherfucker's head. I mean, all that glass will just bust. You hit a nigga with a 40, and I mean, it fits perfect. I mean, I was like a quarterback. Pow! And the whole bottle bust on his head. So, no, that was in Felposh, Michigan. The Spartan stores called themselves Felposh. This store ain't even open now. It's called something else. But yeah, it was Felposh. Kroger's. I don't think Battle Creek ever had Kroger's. Kalamazoo did. I lived 30 minutes from Riverside. I grew up with the Ball brothers. Okay. Nah, it was hey, Dr. Sinister, how you doing, man? They've been on the shit. OG, what do you think about the White Boy Rick? Man, White Boy Rick was, like you watch White Boy Rick, what you gotta like watching White Boy Rick is like watching Scarface. You seeing an agent from beginning to the end. You read the books wrote about him. He was an agent from the beginning to the end. He was an agent that worked for the FBI. Started working for the FBI at 14. So if you believe he was really in prison, really facing that hard time, he was agent. And he's an agent. See, I mean, he got caught under the life without parole. I talk about my friend. My friend did 16 years without life without parole. So did White Boy Rick. And so White Boy Rick was a creation by the FBI to show that of all the heroin, again, heroin was the big seller in Detroit. Even when cocaine was popular, it did not oversuppress heroin. Heroin has always been number one in Detroit. I don't think it would ever not be number one. Crack was not always number one. It was heroin. Like you even listen to the interviews of El Prophet and the YBI dudes. All the YBI dudes tell you they got into it because of heroin. They was going to Flint selling heroin. Crack was only a tight window. So White Boy Rick was a creation of the FBI to show you again. But he was the FBI from the beginning, his starting, to the end. And that's what you got to get out of it. He was the agent. As I said, you look up how Maserati Rick was killed. He was killed by Nate. I mean, these dudes tell on themselves. They think time goes by, but if you listen to it, these motherfuckers tell on themselves. Nate was a hitman for the FBI trained by the military. And this is the kind of thing you see. All these killings, especially these killings that started in L.A., when crack hit L.A., the White Boy Rick, or excuse me, the Freeway Rick Ross shit, this was all started by the FBI and supplied by the CIA, but the FBI involvement too, street level. The violence that you saw was all FBI, CIA-backed violence. And as I said many times, a lot of the violence you see on TV, you talking about in Chicago. I mean, what's popular now? A lady pushing a little child, and supposedly somebody took the lady out while she pushing the child. Is that believable? I mean, is this a person that had no awareness, whatever they did, that there'd be somebody out there that might want to murk them if they just walk their child up and down the block? Does it work like that? Now, if the person is in the game, but if you're in the game, you ain't just going to be walking like nonchalant up and down the goddamn block. I mean, it makes no sense. And as I said before, Chicago maybe is going to be the first prison city that we see. Remember, in one of the Batman cartoons, they show this. Chicago is going to be the first prison city. That was part of, now, even though we know all these illegal aliens are coming to, again, replace the Europeans, we're going to have Hispanic-looking Europe. We're going to have Hispanics that look like Europeans replace the Europeans that ain't being born. But forgot my point. What about Angel Dust? You and Nick should break this shit down. These cats from the air out here in plants are broke as hell. Yeah, that's a good point. Angel Dust. Angel Dust. You know, let me tell you I'll tell you an Angel Dust story. I only smoked Angel Dust one time. I was in DC with my cousin, and this was spring break from A&T. I want to say, so this was probably 80 or 81. And I was staying in DC with my cousin, and she brought out, you know, because they would put the shit on parsley. They would put the chemical on parsley. And so we smoked a couple of joints of it. And I remember we went to somebody's house. Like, we left the Go-Go. I don't know if it's a cabaret or the Go. We left the Go-Go or the cabaret. I don't remember. I want to say more of a cabaret. We left that place like late. It was like after 2. So we got to this house about 3, 4 in the morning. And I remember we smoked 2 joints of Angel Dust. Before I know it, it was daylight like a motherfucker. And I remember I'm in DC, and we walk outside. I start singing Felipe Win. I'm like, it's Parliament Funkadelic, but I'm like, I'm a soldier in the army. And all of the people with us that we had smoked Angel Dust started singing with me as we got back in the car. So that was my only time of smoking Angel Dust. Don't really have a lot of experience with it. But in DC, I wanted to finish my story. In DC, if you went crazy, the first time they would take you to, you know, the psychic ward. The second time you'd be admitted for 30 days. 30 days. It was maybe 30, 40 days. What would you like? You want my attention.
I just wanted to say, I'm like that.
You're like what?
I'm just like that. You feel me? Built the PC by myself.
Okay, but okay. Good. You can build me one.
No.
What do you mean no?
It kind of took 5 hours, you know.
Okay.
That's a lot of time.
So you don't think I've spent 5 hours trying to help you, ugly ass?
That's a fair point.
It's the only point.
I guess I could help you build one.
Okay, you shouldn't feel your nuts while you stand in front of me. I'm not understanding that.
You know, can I try that?
No.
Is there anything in there?
There's nothing in there. I'm sorry, I do not let nigger lips go on my glass.
Is this like coffee type?
No, this is Irish Red. Tastes like the shake, but better.
Yeah. Nah, I like that chocolate one you had.
Yeah,
that shit is good.
Very similar.
Well, there's nothing. Let me try that one.
I'm not. Nigger lips are not going to touch my glass. I'm from the Confederacy. Never in the day. No.
Wow, I'd be sharing all my beer. Unbelievable.
No, your 2 big lips would just cover this small glass and you'd suck it all down. You know.
But yeah, I'm like that. I build my PC. I gotta check my drivers and everything, make sure it's working good.
You're a weirdo, though. That's what I know. I feel an old ass man that I'm only 34. I got knee and back problems. Being 6'6", almost 240 does that to you. He's like 6'6" and a half or 6'7". I think he's closer to 6'7". But he said he lost. He was 266 and he went on a diet and he's 230. So yeah, he lost weight, but he's that big. He's a baby man. He'll be 20 this year. That's going to legislation out there, just like the anti-Asian. Yeah. Lynching shit should have been out there. You know, if you study, the last person that got lynched was in 1980 down in Mississippi, where they lynched him in front of his yard. So that was the last person got lynched, and that person got convicted. But that's just window dressing. And okay, I'm glad y'all brought this up. And if I didn't bring this up, I want to bring this up about the Atlanta murders. This is what does not make sense. Yeah. So the ancestors been fucking with me on this, and they won't let me let this shit go. This one case that the parents said this does not make sense. So understand this. And those of you that are a little older, you relate to this a little bit. So Think about 1980, because this shit hit, I think, 80. I want to say 80 before 81. Could be 81, but again, you can correct me. But one person got snatched. I want you to understand, and I'll paint the full picture so you can understand this. So, those of you remember, and again, to be that born around 1980, you got to be old. So I'll paint a picture. This is what happened. So I guess I'll paint a picture like this. Just as y'all know, it's dudes that'll squeegee your windows. Y'all remember that? Do you guys remember people being old enough where you could hustle putting people groceries in? You could help old people take their groceries to their car. Now, I grew up in Michigan where Myers, Thrifty Acres, Myers now, they would always, you could drive up and they put their groceries in your car. It's always been like that, and they still do that. But there was a period where children would help older or any adult that wanted help putting their groceries up. So the son was 9 to 11. I want to say more like 11. They were walking in the store. As they got out the car, the young man, this was his habit, he started hustling to see who he could help put groceries in. They said by the time they got in the store and walked back out, the little boy was gone. No one seen anything. No one heard anything. Now, the only way this is possible, there was a group of people working together to quickly inject that boy with something that would make him go to sleep. That is not a one person snatching a person away. One person ain't doing that. Someone had to grab this boy. This boy's going to make noise unless he's drugged immediately and then thrown into a van or station wagon back then. Do you understand? So to say that Williams cat, who they tied in getting only 2 people with the thinnest evidence of saying we found this type of carpet in, just the stupidest shit to make people shut up. So we saw a period where 30 to 40 melanated people were killed in Atlanta under organized system. Organized system did that. That was an organized system. Wasn't the Klan? I can't say. I'm saying that it was a very organized system, probably August, Harvestine, and more. So, I wanted to say that. What do you think about CERN activating the CERN machine again? Can't help to think we are in the times of the Kali Yoga. Kali is the storm. My brother talked about that the other day. If you guys are watching the Umbrella Academy, some kind of current comes, the source material, and it keeps throwing warps of change. If anybody's watched that, I would say we are probably going to see that. We are probably going to feel some deja vus and shit a little more. Better quit carrying that shit around before you drop it. Don't go plugging that shit into my shit.
How you plug it into the Ethernet cable?
Yeah, I bet you do.
Set it up. So
I wanted to say that is probably if you start having deja vus more. Let's see. You know about Go-Go and Junkyard and Backyard Band? Yeah, of course I know Go-Go music. I was telling my daughter, sardines, hey, and pork and beans. I like sardines, hey, and pork and beans. No. What was my jam? $50. How did that shit go? Oh, $50 a night dollar hotel. $50 a night dollar hotel. $50 a night dollar hotel. Oh, that's some old shit. That's some old go-go shit. If you ever heard that one, I used to have that one on disc. $50 night dollar hotel. $50 night dollar hotel. Oh, I can't remember much more than that. But that was the shit. And I got that. I bought that single up in DC. That was go-go. $50 night dollar hotel. That's all I can remember. But his rap the flow was brilliant. So, but yeah, I know about that. I'm 6'2", 180. I am 6 foot 235. Rare Essence. Rare Essence. Yeah, I saw Rare Essence live. I saw EU live. I saw Rare Essence live, and I saw Trouble Funk. A couple of the members of Trouble Funk died, but Trouble Funk at their peak when Drop the Bomb came out. That's why I would argue with anybody that '79 was probably the best music period ever, ever.
90s.
No, '79. The summer of '79. If you go from May '79 to December of '79, some of the best music ever. Good times. Don't let me start with all the new wave. I went to the party. The party was rocking. It was a rock. Lobster here in my car. I am safe as can be. I can lock all my doors. It's the only way to live in cars. Whip it good. Another one bites the dust. Good times. These are the good times. Now, what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. King Tim, I'm here and I'm there, and I'm King Tim and I'm everywhere. Curtis Blow. Come on. And don't let me say the Parliament Funkadelic stuff. Yeah, 79 is hard to beat. 79 is hard to beat. And them niggas came out with Drop the Bomb and live on A&T's campus. Turn on the spotlight, y'all, and put me on the display. We're going to drop the bomb on the Southwest crew. And the whole crowd is yelling back, drop the bomb, drop the bomb. Oh, Southwest crew, now what you going to do? Yeah. The super popular drug changes all the time, I swear. Dudes in my neck of the woods was smoking wet at one point. It was just weed with pup. Yeah. Wet is only, it's the same thing. Yeah, that's what they called it up here. They called it wet. But they called it whack or love. I won't say when we did it, they was talking about Love Boat. They called PCP whack or Love Boat. Love Boat. Only did it that one time. Now I'm going on 2 hours. I got to stop this shit. I got to go. Can't really say. Only did it that one time. Can't really say I tripped. It's just like time really went. It's like, I mean, it was late when we got to this place. We got to this house. It was super late. Had to be 3 or 4. And I just remember we left around 7 or 8. It was like time just went nowhere. It's like I'm still sitting in that motherfucker. So, but I knew other people that tripped out on it. My brother-in-law had to get hospitalized twice. They didn't want to let him out the second time. So, Steven Jackson, O Block. Yeah, that's some fake shit. That's some fake shit. Dippers was big out here for a while. The DMV dipping the cigarette. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. That mean nothing. You can go anywhere, you know. Niggas ain't getting killed all the time. Chuck Brown. Oh, I love Chuck Brown. That shit he's singing, I'm in the mood for love, and Run Joe. Run Joe, Run Joe. I like Run Joe from Chuck Brown. There's a policeman on the premises. What is he doing in here? And like the one live, he's talking about Sean Puffy Combs. He's like he starts off, he says Sean. He's talking about Howard University. He's talking about Puffy. He calls him Sean. I don't know if people caught that, but yeah, Run Joe. Yeah, Chuck Brown is just great. I mean, great musician. I saw him at so many cabarets and go-go clubs. You gotta love Chuck Brown. You gotta. You start hitting them drums of go-go, ain't nothing in rap like the drums of go-go. Nothing. I've never, like mixing again, I saw Grandmaster Flash live. So mixing and shit, you know, I've heard the best mixers, and that's a shame that went away. I like blending and mixing. I really do. I hate that went away. I hate that the DJ took over, but blending and mixing I love blending and mixing. You know, you remember some of my videos from last summer. I would always blend a little bit. I love that kind of thing. Yeah. Thank you, Lena Way. Thank you, Lena Way. I don't know which collection this is, a fish collection or whatever. That's little fish up in here, but this motherfucker is like 3D effect like a motherfucker. You say 79 the best year for music, 79 a good year, 83 to give you run for your month. Run for a minute is a minute. No. 83 ain't better than 79. 83, you gonna say what? A Madonna? What you gonna come through, man? 83 Madonna? Let's get it. Cyndi Lauper. Come on, 83. Cyndi Lauper, Madonna. I'm talking about MTV shit. Michael Jackson. What you got from 83? Cyndi Lauper and Madonna. Girls want to have fun, and is it Madonna getting to the groove? What are you doing in the hallway?
Trying to see.
Why do you need the door open to see?
For extra light.
Extra light, nigga. Turn the lights on that's in there.
And where?
You can turn this one on. Yeah, I don't care.
I thought you were going to yell at me.
About what?
Turn the light.
So I don't know. I don't know if 83 beats it. I don't know. Them the biggest hits from 83 is Cyndi Lauper and Madonna. So you tell me, beat them hits that came out. George Clinton was a One Nation Under Groove. Yeah, the summer was crazy. Music was crazy. Dances was crazy. Used to do a dance called the baseball. Just funny when I went there and watched these motherfuckers how we was dancing. And the alligator. We was doing a freak in Michigan. They called it the alligator. And that. And White Horse. If you want to ride the white horse. Ride pony, white horse. Come on. Afro Bambaataa. Planet Rock. White horse, ride pony. They talking straight up cocaine. If you want to ride the white horse. That shit mixed and that shit coming over and over again. Yeah. Oh, 70s. Yeah. I mean, the dancing and shit. Yeah. 70 music was high vibrational music for the most part. Gil Scott-Heron, you see some of his works, good works. Well, you see the Last Poets, their work that Gil Scott-Heron started with. Oh, Conspiracy, you had to do that, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Well, I'm going to have to knock off because I do got to get up at 7 Central Time. Like I said, if you guys know anybody that might be interested in that Merchant Marine shit, let me know. Because these people going to step into some shit. They give you fire training. Fire training because you're going to be on the ship. Fire training. They going to pay for it. Put you in a hotel, pay you. You getting fire training. But you know any young people, it's good people that want to step into something that they going to make damn near 100 grand stepping into this shit. I got the information. Like I say, yeah or nay, me, I don't give a fuck. You want to do it, I just don't give a fuck. But if you do want to do it and you know somebody, I got the shit right now. I can show the shit around. Might even be able to use my friend for a reference. I can't really say perfectly, but more than likely if they good people. So put that out there. Whenever you see this, leave me a comment if you know somebody. Juicy, Run DMC like that. Rockwell, I feel like watching. Somebody watching me. You fall way short. You fall way short. Curtis Blow Christmas song kills that. And even the first Curtis Blow song kills that. Yeah. Holy Ghost. Let's not, that's the Holy Ghost. Your love is like the Holy Ghost. I mean, I can keep going. Rick James. Rick James. Prince. Yeah. A lot that came out in 79. Soft and Wet. What was Rick James' first one? No, You and I came out in 78. Yeah, you and I. No, You and I came out in the spring of 79. You and I. Rick James. Rick James fucks all them up. You and I, that whole album, You and I. You got the time, I got the money. Light is no good. Stop talking funny. Give me your weed, baby. Won't you be so mean? Rick James. Get the fuck out of here. Rick James. I'm Rick James, bitch. I wanted to do that when I lived in VA. What's the job title? There's several things that, like, it's interesting. He gave me a little rap, so I'll give you a little bit of this. It's dudes that wash dishes, but they making 50 grand washing dishes. And you ain't washing dishes back like World War II. You putting dishes in a machine, and that's all they do. So there's several. You have to really, I can give up the information, and you can look up the job titles, what you might go for. But again, you are getting fire fucking training. You walking in getting fire training. So I can put out the information. Not sure what the titles are. I don't know. But you can look up the Merchant Marine and see what the titles are. Fire what? I missed that. Yeah, I got my friend is a Merchant Marine, and he gave me the information. Anybody that wants to be a Merchant Marine, and you can get fire training is the start of the training. Is fire training. So, and it's pretty much starting at 80 to 100 grand. So, without college. So, I am in Virginia. Okay, you seen them big ass ships. I lived in VA, Hampton, and bad news. I knew people from all over. Kenny Easley, and I want to say Kenny passed because Kenny had kidney disease, but Kenny played for Seattle Supersonics. I think he was 45. You watched him from like 79 to, he might have got 10 years, but he died of kidney disease. But Kenny Easley is from Petersburg. One of my teammates was from Petersburg. One of my teammates was from Newport News. Knew a couple cats from Newport News. I have dudes breaking down that Iverson shit, you know, why Iverson really went to prison. Iverson didn't do nothing. Iverson went to prison so the other high school could be a powerhouse. That's why Iverson went to prison. Iverson did what Magic did. Magic didn't go to Magic's brothers went to Lansing Sexton. No, let me get this right. Magic went to Sexton's. His brothers went to. Well, I'm having an old man moment. But his brothers didn't go to Sexton. Now, Evelyn is my age. She went to Sexton too. But their older siblings did not go to Sexton where Magic went. He went across town. So they put a few strings to get him to go to Sexton. So, yeah. So that's what Iverson went to prison. College is a scam. Not even a doctor isn't free of debt. Forgiveness for. I'll tell you this too. Are you in the DMZ? Okay. I'll say this. You know, like even being a nurse practitioner, like even being a doctor, my daughter's here with me. My daughter's aunt is a nurse practitioner. She did it in 2 years. Now that's bread. You got to have bread. I ain't gonna say you don't, but you can do it. You can be because what you see now is more nurse practitioners than you see doctors. And a nurse practitioner is basically a doctor, and you can get that degree in 2 years and get paid Dr. Loot. And my doctor's deep. My doctor is like a captain in the what do you call that shit? The home army. She's a captain. She's deep in this shit. But she's been my doctor for like 10 years, and that's what you need. You want to have the same, you know. And these motherfuckers be in agendas. They be in agendas. Don't think that your doctors ain't in agendas because they are. But it's good to have the same people that help you, that prescribe your drugs. I got some dynamite right here. And you just can't leave dynamite around, you know. You just can't. It's irresponsible. Yeah, the National Guard. Thank you. See? Got friends that's like, this old motherfucker can't think of it. But yeah, she's a captain. Captain. You know what's next from captain? Motherfucking colonel. Well, lieutenant colonel. Colonel comes next. But so, you know, she's about it, but she's cool. And she's helped me. And I still wonder if I broke my goddamn neck. I'm still wondering that. I'm able to do everything, but when I sit down, my shit is sore beyond. I'm not getting that. So when I hit my head, I must have hurt something. I just got done. I was going to talk about my TENS unit because I just got done with the TENS unit. I guess I will show the shit. That was a chain reaction. See, the Mall of America sells shit, but this is the best shit. This shit I got is what colleges have, but this is some of the best TENS units. And this ain't new. I've had this for 2-3 years, but this little shit here was about $5-6 grand. Got to get new batteries because you can wear this unit around, and I got to get a new battery charger. China cheap shit. Got to find a better battery charger, but this is a TENS unit, and the other shit I want to show you. And I've had TENS units like this is my second TENS unit. This company no longer exists. But I got so many of these motherfuckers. I got bags full. I got a bag full in my closet. I got a bag full of full of these. These are outstanding. And this company doesn't even exist. I was so brokenhearted when they went out of business. So, but this helps with recovery. I have a ultrasound unit. I need to get better equipment. I do the divination. But it is 0 day. So 0 day would be everything coming out of the west. Excuse me. Excuse me. Bear with me. Marco and Sly say that shit. Bear with me. Marco's funny about that. Sly says it sometimes too. I mean, we all listen to other people and we all get, like when I work, I like to hear good logic all day. You know, I want to listen to people that are going to say logical stuff. I want to listen to logical things. I listen to music when I get ready in the morning. I listen to music in my car. But just to walk around listening to music, even working out, I just don't really need it. I need to hear more logical shit in the world. So today is gold. And it is 0 day. They say 20, but most people call it. You talk to the people in South America, they call the day 0 day. It is called Ahau, Lord, ruler, or flower, union, wholeness, unconditional love, solar mastery, cosmic consciousness, language of life, ecstasy, limitless bliss, crown, solar logos, sun, dove, crown chakra, 0 or 20. A lot of people again call it 0. Passion flower is the herb. Flower is sunflower. Flower essence is passion flower, which is cosmic consciousness. Scent is amber resin. Stones are amber, gold topaz. So fire element. Forgive me. The energy tomorrow is coming out of the south. But the way to be under the shadow is limiting definitions of self and the divine, loving conditionally. Loving with conditions. If you love me, I love you. Well, girl, he don't love me no more, so I don't love him. So what love? Love is unconditional. And expectations with judgment, issues of ideas and identification. Getting too much tobacco released. But the way to get out of it is being love's presence, set you free. Being love's presence, set you free. Examine your concepts of self and divinity. Practice the art of acceptance and allowance in order to embody unconditional love. The harmonics is harmonic wisdom is harmonic overtones. So palms facing forward at eye level, shoulder width apart, till hands tingle, then rotate palms outward. That's inward. I don't know. My palm is out. I can't release my palm outward. That to radiate. So I guess what it's saying is, like this. I'm pretty sure that's what it's saying. Or, let me get this right. Oh, okay. So it's this, like this. So you start here and like this. And you say, the same golden bird that dwells in the human heart dwells in the sun. I'm a child of the light and crowned with the self-authority and transparency of the divine child. I know myself to be. So again, the push is from the south tomorrow. So hope y'all can use that. You need a little push.
But I think about a lot of you guys, and like I know conspiracy. Me and you need to talk. I want to really again help you with driving and being invisible while driving, because I think that is important. I think everybody should really be invisible. If you understand the concept of plugging into the system, everyone can be invisible to driving. And I really don't mean, like having bad license. You can have license; it really don't matter. License, non-license. Uh, Now, again, if you don't have these things, you're going to draw or attract something to you. You're not having license, not having insurance. Those kind of things attract things to you. But if you just plug in and understand the way it's done, you become invisible to them. I'll tell you how invisible you become to them. A lot of songs got them the goddamn sirens and shit in it. So yesterday I'm driving and I'm hearing sirens and I'm thinking, damn, is this another song with sirens in it? Because that was my original thing. So I was at a light and I'm like, I don't know, I could just tell the way the energy was or something. Everybody wasn't really moving. So I saw the lights of the ambulance and I had to pull in front of the light. And somebody beeped at me, but it was like I had to kind of get out the way. And then I saw him come through. But again, I was pretty much, to that ambulance, I was pretty much invisible. And then my daughter noticed we saw a number ambulance. She's like, well, that's the second time we saw one. But again, that energy was going away from us. But even this ambulance came upon me. I wasn't really in the wrong. Again, the direct car behind me responded. But again, this is just regular folks that, can't do really nothing to you. So, yeah. So I want to put that out there. Yeah. But I've been thinking about you for real and how to sit down and talk to you to get you to start. So I'm really trying to put that together because, without practical ways of using stuff, it's no good to you. And it's no good for me to even talk about as a thing if I can't, as a thing, if I can't show people how to use it. So, yeah, I better not tell that part, but yeah, I'll say that part privately. Mr. Build a Computer is stressing, but I got to go because I do got.
Connect the Ethernet is on our router doesn't work.
I gotta go. So this has been the Chocolate Mountain Show. Thank you for all the comments and watching and views. I appreciate this. Like and subscribe, share if you want to. I appreciate it. Till we meet again, say less.